like to say that whenever from now on we address a letter to the city council, I can tell you, many of you know, we need to include the corporate churches in this area because they have to take accountability too, because they are the ones that help to set up this thing. Many of you might know that when it was the G7, I think back in the 70s or 80s, the steering committee for the G7 was held right up at Ridgecrest Baptist. Okay, so you get what I'm saying. Thank you very much.
Everybody had talked about when that Bank of America thing came out, that doesn't really take effect until November 10th. It doesn't take effect, the Bank of America fees do not take effect until November 10th. However, there are other banks that are not announcing it publicly. That's Wells Fargo, which means Wachovia. That is SunTrust, which is pretty big around here.
Tell them what they're doing.
Every time, if you don't keep a minimum of $5,000 in the bank, daily average balance, or $10,000, I think, average yearly or monthly. Either way, it doesn't apply to me. I don't even have to think about it. They are going to charge you $5 when you use your debit card as a debit or a credit. The only way you can get your money out and not pay that fee is if you write a check, if you have this account that you can write checks for free, or if you use one of their ATMs. Now, you can use your card once or 100 times. It's still $5 once, but when $5 comes out and you're wondering what to do with that $5, if you should buy milk or if you should buy shoes, you don't know what to do. So keep that in mind. I'm in the process of trying to get my stuff into a smaller bank, Mountain First, whatever. You know, I'm making my phone calls, but November 10th, and don't be surprised if they charge you to close your account, because that's the way they can get money too. But I don't know if it's going to stop or if they're just going to keep their mouths shut and hope you don't notice. I don't know who banks with them, but I've had it. I'll put mine in the mattress. Thank you. Thank you.
Really, guys, real quick, direct to that, SunTrust makes a practice of holding your money for 45 days if you let them know you're going to close your account. The only way to get away from SunTrust clean is to deposit the exact amount you have in your account, go to another bank, whatever you need to do. But do not let them know that you're going to close your account.
Okay.
Thank you. So do you have an update of what happened in Charlotte today? There's a big SoapBox in Charlotte. Was there a walk from the Bank of America? We're doing SoapBox. Go ahead.
Okay, I think that as long as you're doing what you're doing here, it's awesome. You look intelligent, and the street lights in Asheville, everything that's going on, this is an awesome city, and what you're doing is no less awesome than anything else that's happening in the city. In fact, it's a welcome addition, I believe. And the infusion of music by Jenny, yeah, awesome, beautiful. And exchanging ideas and freeing your mind and saying what's on your mind, I think the city appreciates that. It's not like they're, but put out the signs, be civil when you make your messages, communicate, and I think everything's going to, one day at a time, I think everything's going to go on in a really cool way. Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Go ahead, Tom. Welcome.
Welcome.
My name's Dr. Milton Bird. I'm here to tell you this is a magnificent thing we are doing. We are doing this. This is humanity speaking. We are creating a voice for humanity right here. This is also social networking at the new cutting edge of reality. Not only we have technology, but we have our voice, and we are engaging it together. Communications and unity create community.
We are taking the 99% to reclaim the 100%, so that we all are the voice of humanity, and we will transform our future to the present day of here and now. Remember this, because you are humanity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Bishop Andrew Gentry. What we're trying to do here is a question of values. What is the real values of this country? This morning, the House majority said that we are a fifth column movement, pitting one American against another. That was nothing but code language that the rich don't want to give up a penny to the people who made their money in the first place. When we are told that we are unpatriotic, even some of the zealots who say we're Christian and Christian, Jewish and Jewish, atheist, non-atheist, what they're saying to us is that our values, which say if we can afford to pay an athlete $15 million a year to throw a ball around, but we let people die because they don't have insurance. That's we are engaged in class warfare. It is a war that says it is now time for the poor, for the oppressed, for the voiceless to be heard, taken care of, educated, and make this country a republic, not an autocracy.
I would like to sing you a little song. May the heart of earth and the heart of heaven beat in my heart, and may your heart and my heart beat as one, beat as one.
There's a committee right now talking about how to organize people. There's a committee right now talking about how to organize people and effectively, peacefully protest. And they're working hard right now. What I want to talk about is potential progress. If this is successful and we have numbers on our side, Charlotte is 2 hours away, a city of 1 million+ people. If we're to grow exponentially, we can help Charlotte grow exponentially. And if other cities take our example and join us in Charlotte, we can plan a day where we meet in Charlotte. North Carolina. If there's a place that you would want to protest, where would it be? Somebody say, effective place to hold a protest. Bank of America Corporate Center. Bank. Who prints the money to bail out a bank? Federal Reserve. Where's the closest Federal Reserve? It's on Trade Street in Charlotte. Starting yesterday, Dallas started protests at the Federal Reserve branch. There are 12 main branches. You put pressure on all those branches, and you have demands, you can get something done. What demand? Spending money at interest.
Repeal corporate personhood.
The Fed took the power of printing money away from the Treasury. Now the Treasury deserves to compartmentalize that and allow them to continue with what? They can do whatever they want.
Thievery.
No accountability. How do you bring accountability? You can end the Fed. You can audit the Fed. You can hold the CEOs, the chairman, Mr. Bernanke.
Thank you.
You can hold him accountable. The headquarters is in New York. They're marching by it now. But the closest branch is in Charlotte. We need to know what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw in New York, they started off with hundreds of people. How many do they have now?
Thousands.
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands.
It grows exponentially. What would it take to have 100,000 people in one place? If we all meet in Charlotte, we strengthen our numbers in North Carolina, other states will follow. If there's 20,000 people in each state, how many people? I don't know about that.
No.
It's a lot of people. Think about it. Think about what you ask from the Federal Reserve. Think about the demands that you can say, no matter how idealistic they are. We are the 99%.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you.
I just want to say this quickly. A lot of you may have heard it already, but we the people have the weapons that will defeat the banks, absolutely without question. If we can organize, this is a worldwide movement, right? If we can get the word around worldwide and say, we're going to have a jubilee on the January the 1st, all debt is forgiven worldwide. If everybody in the world will quit sending money to the son of a gun, they run out of gas. There you go. There you go. That's all it takes is we the people decide, the hell with you, we're not going to pay no more. All debt is forgiven. January the 1st, forget it. And everybody start over with a house and the car you got, the job you got. Look at the illegal drug trade. We don't need Wall Street and we don't need the government to run a business. The illegal drug trade works. Against all the illegal. Why don't we run a business? We don't need Wall Street. Kill the banks. Don't make payments.
So I want to talk about healthcare for a minute. I just recently finished my degree to become a professional counselor, and I learned a lot while I was in school. But one of the most illuminating things that happened was when I was working my internship. I spent a semester working as a counselor for people in recovery from drug abuse, which is an incredibly necessary thing in our culture. We're plagued with addiction. And of course, people who are drug addicts, they tend to not have any money, and they tend to not have insurance. And, you know, and then of course there are those of us who aren't drug addicts, and we don't have insurance or money either. But anyhow, so the experience I had was that we would have these weekly staff meetings in which 6, 7, sometimes 8 professional counselors would sit in a room together. And instead of talking about how we could best serve our clientele, like, well, I have this case, I've got this mama who's got her kids in DSS custody, and she's really struggling, and she doesn't have the resources to get to work, and she's having a hard time making the meetings here. How can we best support her? How can we get her back on her feet and get her kids back in the home with her? Instead of having productive conversations like that, these were the kind of conversations we had. Well, she doesn't have Medicaid, she doesn't qualify for Medicare. If she wants to stay in treatment, we have to assign this code to her, and then maybe we can try this code. Well, wait. If you file this code, they're going to question us on that, and they're not going to pay us for this. And we would spend hours doing this, okay? So everybody in the room, except for the unpaid intern, is making a decent wage, right? So how much money? All over. This is one agency, okay, that I was in one small town. So that means that all over our country, everywhere that healthcare is offered, there are practitioners who would be best suited to provide care to the people who are there to get care. And instead of doing that, they're trying to figure out how to pay, how to get payment so that they can keep their services available, so that the agencies can stay open, so they can keep offering drug rehabilitation services and professional counseling and medical care. Now, you understand that if we went to a single-payer system, we'd never have to have another one of those conversations then. Okay? All of the money that's being wasted on insurance filing and billing and coding and this and that and the other thing would stop being wasted. There's actually already enough money in the system to pay for everyone's health care. It's already there. We don't have to come up with more money to pay for health care. It's there. It's in the system. We just have to move to a single-payer system in which everyone just gets blanket health care. That would take billions of dollars and billions of hours out of the system that makes it so that people can't have the care that they need. So just think about that, and the next time someone says, well, how would we afford to provide single-payer care? You know, America's in a financial crisis. America has the money that it needs to pay for health care. So remember that story.
Yeah.
This is still SoapBox, I believe. I just like to, we are going to start in a minute. How many of you are new here?
Yeah.
For all of you who are new, this is what democracy looks like, what's about to happen, which is fantastic. We have a 90% consensus, fully democratic process that goes on during the General Assembly. The facilitator will explain that. I would like to rant a little bit about our Supreme Court. I think that they are the root of the entire financial problem. When we stop respecting our Constitution and we started sending people overseas in foreign wars, and when we started these multinational corporations, that's when the financial crackdown began on the lower class. And I think it should be our duty as a people to point that out to the Supreme Court and demand a complete revamp of the Supreme Court, all new judges.
Yeah.
We need to prosecute those who are committing acts against humanity. And the Supreme Court has the power to do that, they just do not. That's all I have to say. 1913, Federal Reserve Act. It can be repealed.
Well,
It can be repealed.
I don't want to sound discouraging because I want to encourage you all, but let me say that when you think that you've won this battle, believe me, you have not. And the next time you think that you have won this battle, believe me, you have not. You have not won this battle until the entire structure of this country has been changed financially, medically, and personally, including your rights. I'm going to be 60 next month, and I've seen people say, we won, we stopped nuclear power. Look at us today. Nuclear power has been here continuously. People said we won, we got us out of Vietnam. And yes, they backed off for a while, and they punished us financially. But where are we now? Do not think you won until everything has been changed. And as far as the Supreme Court is concerned, it has always been corrupt from day one. The very first decision of the Supreme Court was that whenever there was a court decision to be made, and there was not a clear law by Congress to define that decision by, they would define it by the English Common Code that was in effect that year that they started. And they still use that code when they want to. And they have all these other things that they have, you know, like you've heard of the Spirit and the Word of the law. Well, when they don't want to recognize the Spirit, they say this is the Word. And when they don't want to recognize the Word, they say this is the Spirit. And somehow we're always on the shitty end, and the rich are always on the good end. It's just right now they say the corporations have a free speech right to spend as much money as they want in our elections and in our news and propaganda because they are people. Because it's bogus. There's nothing in the Constitution that says the corporations are people, and corporations predate the Constitution. But the way this happened is, I cannot remember the date, but
a little over 100 years ago, a clerk of a Supreme Court justice wrote the synopsis of the court decision. That synopsis is put in an index and used by lawyers everywhere to quote, to say what the court's about. Well, in the synopsis, he wrote that the court said that corporations were people with the rights of people. That was not in the decision at all. It was a couple decades later, even though it was quoted from that synopsis time and time again over a couple decades, when some lawyer finally looked up the decision and read it and found out it was otherwise, and tried to get those decisions based on that overturned, the court said, well, you know, it's been going on like this for so long, and so many different things going on after that. So it would just be too disrupting to the legal system to stop letting corporations be people. And so there's still people, and every now and then the corporations give them more extra-human powers, because who among us can spend that type of money? Who among us can break felony after felony after felony and not go to jail for it?
None of us. Yeah.
How many corporations have killed people and never been killed? Again, let me remind you before I sit down. Do not think you have won this battle. Do not think you have won this war because they give back a little bit. The people of Egypt are beginning to realize that, because they see, even though they got rid of their bad dictator, they've still got the whole system there. And until we've torn down the entire system and rebuilt one that's better, it ain't over yet. Yeah.
And add 2 more people, have a little talk, and then we're going to start the General Assembly. And there's going to be a soapbox afterwards if anybody would like to express their emotions or feelings right after the General Assembly.
All right, thank you, everyone. I only have 2 things to say. Because I believe in an economy of language, I don't want to waste my time, and I ask every single one of you to do this as well. Whenever you come up here and speak or speak amongst yourselves, ask yourself, why am I talking? Am I talking because I can or because I have a purpose? So I'd ask us all to do that, and we will be able to communicate much better that way. Number 2, I just have one thought. We have a lot of different ideas here, and we've been trying to figure out what it is we stand for, what can bring us together. Unfortunately, if we are really the 99%, we have everyone's different interests in mind, so I would suggest taking one small diversion from that tactic. Instead of trying to figure out what brings us together, what we want, we need to ask ourselves what we all hate, what we all oppose. Because we might not be able to agree on what we want, but we can certainly agree on what we do not want.
No, a woman hasn't spoken a while.
Yeah. All right.
I just wanted to pass it along that today on the picket, we had 6 veterans join us. I have their contact information. 7. I have contact information for one of them who is in contact with the rest. They want to support us, especially on the weekends when they all can. If there's an emergency situation, there's going to be a phone number and an email address posted on our website by tomorrow. Look under groups. There's already a list on our website for all groups, information, members, and contacts. On that page, there will be a veterans group. We have access to them, and they are supporting us, and they want us to call if we need any help. OccupyAsheville.org. So if you think like, if you said an emergency, sound like it pretty much like give the example of New York where they just like stick with them in a movement or when there was mass. If we suddenly have a really large group on a weeknight and we want to have Marines with us, because we would feel more secure having them walking with us, we can call them, whatever. Whatever you think would be a time that you'd want to definitely have them here if they're not here. Any questions? Okay. Let's complete tonight. Thanks, Rosettas.
Yeah. All right. All right. I just wanted to say real quick. I love the passion that the kind of discourse that this gentleman brought up earlier. People get really when you use words like battle and war and enemy, it creates a lot of the very easy way of creating unanimity, because everyone feels like, oh, we've got an enemy, we know who we are. Let's be honest, we don't know who we are yet. This is a time of upheaval. It's not, I don't think that this is yet the time to start searching for easy answers. Who are we against? We are these people's enemy. That's who we are. I think that this is a process of, I spent the last 4 days in New York, and I was part of the General Assembly there, and it was not pretty. People do not remember how to work democratically. We have not been given this opportunity. We have been conditioned because of corporate culture and security culture and mass media not to think democratically and not to express ourselves and to accept other people's expression, democratic expression. We don't know how to do it. We're learning. So we have to be vigilant about using democratic processes. I think it's wonderful that we have this opportunity. This is a social networking platform in a sense, a very low-tech, a great one. But I think that by finding our enemy, we will just reset the cycle and continue this dualistic push back and forth that distracts everyone from the actual issue, actual human rights and social justice issues, which are at the root of all these economic problems.
Yes.
All right. We're now going to start the General Assembly. All right. We're going to start off with a moment of silence to welcome the new people and for also the 10th anniversary of the invasion of Afghanistan. So we're going to have 60 seconds, and we're going to have everybody be quiet, please.
Woo! Yeah!
All right. How many new people do we have here for the General Assembly? All right. The General Assembly is basically a direct democratic process where decisions are made. It's basically the most organized way for everyone's voice to be heard. I'm kind of going to go over the hand signals so that not people are shouting out over each other. And I'm going to go over the roles now. I'm going to be the facilitator. I'm not the leader. I'm just basically guiding this whole process along so that we can stay on track. Our stack person tonight is going to be Cassandra, right over here. She's going to be watching your hands being raised. And I feel like tonight it might be, I feel like it may be a good choice to do the aggressive stack, where if you want to be called, you come down on the floor and we're going to make a line because this is our biggest General Assembly we've had so far. Yeah, so she'll be keeping her eye out for you. And if you have a pertinent thing, just come down and we're going to start a line. I think the line should be over here.
we'll start the line like right here, get in line, and we'll do it that way. So if you want to get on this side. Our note taker tonight is going to be Christine. It's going to be self-explanatory. She's going to be keeping track of everything that's going on tonight, and it'll be posted online later or early morning tomorrow. Our 5 watcher tonight is going to be Hayes. He's going to be watching for anybody that's not feeling what we're talking about, or if they do a block. I'm going to go over the hand signals in a minute, and I'll explain a little bit more, because he has a direct link to anybody that does block. Our timekeeper tonight, we do need a timekeeper, so you got it? Cool. Trinity and I will be doing time statements so we don't ramble on and on about a certain agenda item, and he'll be asking everybody how much time we want to talk about a specific thing. Alright, I'm going to go over the hand signals for anyone that hasn't been here. Everybody that has kind of has an idea, but I'll go over them again. The first one is consensus fingers. This means you agree with something, which is fingers in the air. If you do not agree with something, fingers down. Point of process is this. That means we've gone off the agenda item and we need to get back on track. Anybody can do this at any moment. It's just that we stay on track what we're talking about. An example would be the first thing we're talking about the opening, and somebody starts talking about the food committee. You need to get back on track. Next one would be direct response, which means factual information about something we were talking about directly. Does not mean an opinion. Like an example would be the General Assembly is tomorrow at, that'd be a bad choice. We haven't really decided the General Assembly tomorrow yet. But for tonight, the General Assembly is at 4. No, the General Assembly is around 7.
Andy,
yes.
If someone's standing in line, waiting to speak, and Andy was talking about the General Assembly being at 4, someone up here wants to direct response to him, they would automatically skip to that person, because they have factual information that they need to get to him right away.
All right. Next one would be wrap it up. It means kind of you're rambling on and get back on track. Another one would be speak up. You can't hear me loud enough. You can't whoever's talking, you can't hear them loud enough. Do that so that they can speak their voice loud. We've got a nice little open amphitheater here, so it should be pretty good for whoever's down here talking. Another one would be clarification. It means restate what you're talking about so that it can be put into different words and different terminology so you can understand. And the last one would be block. A block means a proposal that has been consensus upon or been brought up to discussion, and somebody does a block. It means that they strongly disagree with what is being talked about, and they will leave the group if it is not amended and talked about. This is where the vibe checker will come in. You are doing a block. If there's only one block, he will take you aside and try to do a friendly amendment with you and talk it out, and we'll bring you back. And if you do agree on it, then we'll continue on. If there are more than 2 blocks, it'll be brought up on another General Assembly or in a working group, depending on what proposal is being made.
Does the person who has the block have the space to explain the block?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. That should be definitely. Yeah. All right. The person that is doing the block, they will have their voice be heard as to why they disagree with what is being talked about. All right. Yeah. Do we have the General Assembly notes from yesterday? Kind of go over them. I don't know. Are they here? Whoever took notes. All right. What's up? All right. They're online on our website. I'm pretty sure they're also on the Facebook group. The website again is OccupyAsheville.org. They'll be posted under the announcements every day. So if you do have any questions, does anybody remember any key proposals that were brought up yesterday?
Things that didn't get decided?
Yeah, pretty much everything kind of went through as far as I know yesterday. The Treasury? Yeah, the Treasury, we've decided there's 2 Treasury people, and for money to be put into the bank, both Treasury members have to be present, so that it's not, no one is hiding money or they're just together, so we can know.
How much do you have now?
Yeah. How much money do we have, Treasury?
Right here. $553.
$553. We'll also have a hat going around for donations. So that's the process. I don't know if you want to buy that now or we can start it over on this side. Okay. Oh, no. I don't. We haven't used any of the money for the treasury, correct? Yet? No. Okay.
What
Okay,
bank
yeah,
is it going into?
Sorry.
What bank is it going into?
Don doesn't know. Bank of America. Yeah, we don't have a specific bank yet. We're probably going to get a credit union. Yeah. The treasury's going to do a report right now.
I'm just curious.
As your co-treasurer, yesterday we had $538. Today we have $558. We got 25. Not having luck getting an account set up because they want to tie it to a social security number or a tax ID number, so we're on a cash basis right now.
Speak louder, please.
Okay, we're on a cash basis. We do not have an account, but we have money that's available, and I think tonight we should figure out how to properly dispense this cash. I have a couple ideas that start the ball rolling at the right time. Mike, anything?
My name's Mike. I'm the co-treasurer with Don. We had a volunteer out of the blue last night during the General Assembly who volunteered to open an account on his numbers, Social Security number, in order to take care of our funding, and we decided to let that be voted on, and we're looking for other ways. The bank has some regulations, you need a Social Security number and a tax ID number, and we're working on it. Ready?
Mason,
Yeah.
I've just opened 2 nonprofit accounts that I can talk to later. It is at a credit union. I can explain it, you can report it back, and I can. Okay.
I do have the notes from yesterday, so I'm going to go over some of the stuff that was kind of talked about real quick. And try to keep it as brief as possible. The co-op is going to be our drop-off point for donations. They've agreed upon letting us do that. They're giving us some space in their warehouse. So that's going to be our permanent drop-off point for right now.
Where is it?
The co-op's on Biltmore, all the way down on the left-hand side, pretty much right across from the orange field.
Say one more time.
It's right across from the orange field. It's the food co-op on Biltmore.
Yeah. French Broad Co-op.
French Broad Co-op. I believe it's anything, as far as I know.
What's needed? If you guys want to go forward,
Yeah, raise your hand
if you guys just want to raise your hand if you have a question or want to add anything. We raise our hand for that. We'll just get rid of the line, I guess. It will work easier. So, go ahead.
What's most needed?
I believe there's a list online of things.
Yeah.
And if you call the toll-free hotline number, I also believe that there might be a list on there.
Rosettas can always take more bulk donations so that we don't, as a business, have to fully support them.
By the way, this is Rosetta over here. For anybody that is interested, try not to disrupt the General Assembly in general and walk around if you are trying to get some food.
Yeah, sorry, this is not about food, but were the guidelines yesterday tabled or passed? I'm a little confused. I thought they were tabled yesterday. Yeah.
That's another thing that's going to be talked about today. I believe the guidelines for
I didn't see it on.
Yeah, do you want to write that? No. Put it right here. Yeah, we're gonna add more agenda. I'll have a thing where people can add more agenda items. All right, one of the agenda items was we agreed upon a moment of silence and solidarity, which we started today. The camping last night, I don't need to go over that because it's already done with.
Where are we camping tonight?
That's on the agenda. Okay.
Yeah, I'll get it on general now.
Yeah, you want to. Just kind of go into this. You want to go over this one, that's fine. There you go. There was a nonviolence proposal yesterday, which it got kind of amended. There was a very heated discussion about it yesterday, so it's got brought back to the drawing board today, and it's added to the agenda item. Okay, yeah, they'll make an announcement about that, the group itself. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. But yeah, it'll be discussed upon today. Okay, yeah. If you want to do it during announcements, that'd be cool. We're about to be in 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, there's a community outreach group that was formed yesterday.
The information, if you want to be in that group or if you want more information on that, the members are listed on our website, again, where the groups and members' contact information is. So if you want to be in community outreach or you want to help them with one specific community, it's OccupyAsheville.org. And as of now, we only have 2 members, so anyone willing to join that group, that would be great. You can bring me your contact information tonight, and I'll add it to the website.
All right, that's pretty much that's the general things that we went over yesterday. As I said, the notes are posted online, so if you're interested in reading through them, by all means, go for it. We have announcements from the working group. Jen, is it legal?
Yeah, announcements and the updates. We are on the city council agenda for Tuesday at 5 o'clock. What happened was Rosetta took the initiative and started circulating the petition to local business owners who wanted to stand up and ask the city council, the police chief, and the city attorney's office to protect our First Amendment right to assemble and petition. Thank you, Rosetta. And what happened was the police chief wrote back and he said, are y'all asking for an exception to the ordinance against, and all it is a curfew after 10 o'clock. That's all we're dealing with, an exception to the ordinance at 10 o'clock. So what I did was I took the bull by the horns. I emailed the police chief, the mayor, and the city attorney's office, and I really set forth to them that this is really historic because this is the First Amendment right to assemble and petition the government of our grievances. It has never happened like this in American history as far as I can tell. And so I called upon them very strongly, Supreme Court, I put some graphics in there, I got everything, to come into cooperation with us and allow us our peaceable First Amendment right to assemble. And the city attorney was out of town, blah, blah, blah. It's the city council that can make that decision, that legal decision, to grant us an exception to the ordinance and allow this to happen peacefully. And I emphasized to them that we were concerned about public safety, peaceable assembly, and it was in their best interest to all of us to come into collaboration and talk about this together. And there's no reason that we should not be able to assemble after dark. It's a discrimination against the nighttime. So, and there are good reasons for it because we're coming together in a time of constitutional crisis, frankly. And it's the First Amendment that is the First Amendment. It's the first one. And that's what makes this democracy work. And so I thank every single one of you for coming out here, assembling, and exercising your First Amendment rights. They know it, and I'll just tell y'all also, in the interest of disclosure, I sent them my writings about the police misconduct, the APD evidence room, the guiding lights that were, and I told them, I said, the APD needs to restore the public confidence. And this was the perfect opportunity for them just to stop and to stop, and that we would be here until police brutality ended in New York and elsewhere, and that this community was not standing for that, and inviting them here, inviting them to collaborate with us and create the model of nonviolence and restructure our police and citizen interaction.
Yeah.
That's going to happen on Tuesday.
All right. One question, please.
You're right, Jennifer.
One quick comment.
Wait, right here first. Sorry.
I have just something to point out. Going before city council, them going to a vote, Jan Davis up for re-election. If anybody can email him to, he would be a key person. If he were to vote for this, we would get this passed. Jan Davis up for re-election. Just putting it out there.
Keep it in the streets, not the outside.
Hey,
Like
that's what we're trying to do, bro.
Would you like for us to come and quietly come into the
I
city
would
council
suggest
and
we put
represent?
together a strategic working group for the city council meeting on Tuesday. And they do know, and they are ready. Cecil Boswell and Gordon Smith and other members of the city council are with us. And so I would suggest we propose a working group. 5 o'clock Tuesday.
I just wanted to bring up, as we were talking about the petition and the meeting that is coming up on Tuesday, the petition that I wrote it's for business owners, business managers, because that's who I've been personally targeting, because I feel like they have a lot of they have a lot of sway with the city, but it also says on there concerned citizens. I need volunteers to take those around and get them filled out. Today I did it by myself for a couple hours. No one ever came to get any. I cannot literally canvass the city by myself and take care of the food. I need support on that. I brought a stack of the petitions. I brought a stack of few clipboards. Who is committed to doing it in the next couple days? Because with the meeting coming up on Tuesday, time is of the essence if we want to have a permanent what's the word? What's the right word?
Occupation.
A First Amendment assembly.
If we want to have an assembly that's permitted 24 hours a day, we need to get these out and get them signed ASAP.
You want to get a group together?
I would love for people
Let's have a breakout.
I would love for people to take these independently and then bring them back to whoever who knows they're going to be at the who will actually be present at the city council meeting to present them. I could get them to Gordon Smith. We've been in communication a lot, but if anybody else wants to, I see it. Somebody, are you volunteering or are you?
Okay.
Coleman?
Sorry, did the direct response?
Okay, direct response. The business group, we're going around going to businesses looking for donations. So we will be able to do it all at
Anyone else want to volunteer?
So the people who
Take
are
them around? You're going to take them around and give signs? Okay.
And that's what we'll put on our, I mean, we're going there now. Why not?
Coleman, yes, I reinforce the strategic group to make presentations to the council, but also it wouldn't hurt to have the council packed and people standing outside orderly doing that. I'm not talking dress code, but some kind of simple armband or wristband or whatever, but think through it so that they can identify us as being there.
In order to efficiently petition businesses, it seems essential that we have some method of coordinating who's going where. So I'm going to propose that we actually make an agenda item or something. We need to actually coordinate this. Maybe we need an agenda item or a meeting after something.
I just want to follow up by telling everybody, let's support the police department to do the right thing. And I sent them the comments from Facebook about how we, and the positive stuff. And I told them that we respect their peaceful attitude so far, and that we were peaceful, and that everybody was just jumpy in the country because of police brutality. But I just want to totally reinforce that this is how we seem to be coming together, consensus, and we can really make a difference right here out of Asheville, for the whole country, and for New York.
All right. Any other questions for that? Okay, we have Naomi with okay.
Go to direct response.
Direct response and then you.
Direct response, do you have facts to share on that?
No.
Okay. Raise your hand first.
Go ahead.
Question is, are we forming a group with Susie?
Make that proposal?
Yes, we have a business contact proposal.
No, not business contact proposal.
City council, holistic,
What was the term you used, Jennifer? Strategic.
city council meeting group,
Got it.
setting business outreach and meeting plans.
Any other questions? Okay. We have Naomi with the media group.
Okay, so before I do the real media stuff, Rosettas agreed to the bottom line needs. These are the sheets. So if you take one of these tonight or over the weekend and you start getting names, please take them back to Rosettas, and then we will make sure that they get to City Council.
I'm not
Okay, go ahead.
On this, let's go ahead and pass along our plans for how to handle this. If anybody volunteers that they know they're going to be there at the city council meeting,
Anybody that knows they're going to be at the city council meeting?
they need to be at the restaurant by Monday night.
We didn't hear that. We did not hear that.
Morning. When do they need to be at the
So
restaurant?
they need to be at Rosettas by.
Lost us over here.
They're trying to figure it out. Hold on a second.
So, okay, so these are the sign-up sheets.
These are the sign-up sheets.
Take around to businesses, especially, and also concerned citizens, but especially businesses. Have them put their business on here if they can. Make sure that they get to Rosettas by, Jen, what time is the meeting?
10.
5 o'clock. Make sure they get to Rosettas by noon on Tuesday.
Alright, everybody hear that? Noon on Tuesday. If you pick up one of those contact things for the businesses, noon Tuesday at the Rosettas. Petition. Sorry, petition.
I think I understand, but I want to make sure everybody understands. This is a petition going to city council, but aren't we also trying to get names for like an ad? Well, when they talk about that?
Well, I have.
Okay. Make sure they're at Rosettas by noon. We'll make copies of them that we can then use for other stuff. But noon on Tuesday.
Exactly.
I just had a clarifying question. I don't understand. I couldn't hear before. What is this petition exactly about?
Somebody want to read it out loud?
Yeah. Somebody want to read it? We'll read it right now.
It was brought up before that maybe this would go to consensus. I realized when I couldn't get in communication enough with the legal team that the truth was this was my petition as a business owner downtown, and I was really only looking for support and advice, so I didn't go too far off track. But this is what I wrote. We, the undersigned, business owners, business managers, and concerned citizens of Asheville and Buncombe County request that the city legal team, the Asheville City Council, and the Office of the Mayor and the APD permit an exception to the City County curfew ordinance and allow the Occupy Asheville group to continue its 24-hour vigil in solidarity with the larger Occupy Wall Street movement and the hundreds of other solidarity protests that are happening both nationwide and globally. We request the Occupy Asheville group be given permission to peacefully assemble in Pack Square under the protection of the First Amendment. We expect our city to follow the positive lead made by the city of LA in honoring that this is a unique nationwide event in our country and so requires special permissions to accommodate it.
Everybody got all that? Okay. Sorry, direct response. Or clarification first, and then we'll do a direct response.
Pack Square is up there.
No,
Is this what you want, Rosanna?
Yeah.
With the clarification, Pack Square is there. This is McGuire. If we were to occupy, we want to be here. So I just want a clarification. Are we talking about just our right to always assemble there forever or down here? I don't know.
This is
what I sent out, to be quite honest, Coleman. I didn't quite get that this now had different names for different sections. And if we want to submit it with a correction, I don't know how anybody feels about that. Everybody can write their own paper. That seems a little odd. They're already printed. I'm not going to. This is what it says right now.
Clarification back here?
No, just input.
Get a direct response.
I would like to see this thing left kind of open.
That's not a direct response. That's an opinion. That's an opinion. I'm sorry.
Why don't you just blast it and put required pack square and be done with it?
Yeah. If you want to, yeah, you can put a slash and then like require. Everybody cool with that? Everybody got slash, pack square, slash.
We got a concern back there.
Yeah, we're protesting banks. We should stay in front of the banks up here. Why should they put us in practice places, wherever? We should stay where we want to stay.
What defines a local business?
It can be business or
Does it have to be downtown? Because
It doesn't say local, it just says business owners, business managers, and concerned citizens.
I'd like to sign.
I would propose that we delegate the task of figuring out what we'd like to propose to the city council as to where we camp, what this looks like to that working group if we create that. So, yeah.
I guess I just have a concern. Can I voice that?
Yes.
I feel like this is something that's already our right. It's our right to occupy these spaces, and I feel it's our right to occupy these spaces, and I feel uncomfortable asking for permission to occupy them.
If they say no, what are we going to do then?
Okay, just in direct response.
No, he had a direct response too.
Direct response over here. What we're trying to do is a peaceful thing. We're not trying to get the police to come and arrest us, which is an aggressive thing. We're trying to do this as peaceful and cooperative as possible. It's absolutely essential to maintain integrity throughout this entire process.
Can I direct this? So you know, that was an opinion, so that would have been a raise of a hand, not a factual information. There is facts behind you, I think.
Factual information. This petition has not come from us. This petition has come from Rosetta and business owners and concerned citizens. That's a different matter. That's their support for us, not us asking the city for anything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the hat? And then
As long as this is not a consent upon the group, I'm okay. I don't feel that there's been any consensus on whether or not we want to cooperate with police, and I would be very hesitant to make that the will of the group based on some people's personal opinions.
The direct response.
The fact is, the police are also 99% of us.
Yes, they are part of the 99%. Wait, sorry, direct response.
So we get some interaction that the Asheville Police Department are trying to figure ways to stay in cooperation with us because a large percentage of them are in support of their position as well as our position. We need to have that communication for us to be most effective.
Sarah, it was in response to occupying the space, right? Okay. Even if this didn't work, even if the petition did not go through, if that's what you guys want to do, we still have it in our First Amendment rights, and I've been explaining this to a lot of people from the beginning. All we have to do is carry a copy of our amendments with us if we really want to occupy that space. I'm just letting you know. And then they can't do it if they needed to. They need to go to court and all blah, 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 blah. And come back to us. But we just carry it with us at all times.
if you have something to say, please keep your hands straight up because I'm having trouble seeing what's sparklies and what's something to be said.
I'm Daniel. I just want to say that if the business owners are asking for cooperation, not permission, if we don't get that, we're going to revisit this. I don't think.
Can we define the word occupy at some point? What that means to us as a group, it seems like it might be a good place to start.
Do you want to add that to the agenda?
Sure. I'd love to know what this group's definition of Occupy is. It seems like we're arguing about methodology and not arguing about what we're actually doing, which is, I would assume, Occupy, since it's the name.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I think that this petition and the way that she's approached writing it and working with the police in the city is sort of the essence of this whole General Assembly, just brought out to a larger scale. Cooperation.
Hi, I'm Tracy, and I'm just wondering if we want to set a time for a special forum to talk about this issue of cooperation, and it might be better to have a separate forum to talk about the idea of cooperation and police and but.
Up there?
Yes, on the issue of camping out on McGuire or in front of a bank, things we're protesting banks.
Point of process, we're not talking about camping right this second. We are going to get to that on the agenda. Okay.
This is the headquarters. We can go anywhere from there. That's all.
I'm just going to second the proposal that we talk about this in a separate forum and propose that we move on. We have a lot to do. It'll take a while.
Yeah. Do we want to move the phrase Occupy to a different stat? We're moving to a forum?
Yeah.
Okay. We have a working group that's actually working on the principles, which I believe that would pretty much fall under. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or
Yeah, just want to define the word that we are titled, Occupy. Seems like we're arguing a lot about methodology when the word itself defines what we're doing. And we keep talking about peacefully interacting with methodology while not occupying space. That's what I'm here for, is to occupy.
I just want everybody to remember that we are doing this in solidarity with people who are occupying Wall Street, with 20,000 people.
Amen.
And that the more that we can grow exponentially, then we'll have something like that.
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
More here.
This is a marketing tactic to support the big deal in the protests of the banks in Wall Street. We're going to go to Wall Street eventually. This is to help get the message out to the masses. We're in solidarity.
All right. As I said, we're making a working group, and the working group is going to define that and the principles. So I'm going to move along to the next agenda item. Does everybody agree with that? Yes. Well, we haven't announced it.
Okay.
That was still like part of the announcement.
Sorry, y'all. Do you want to announce the live stream?
Yeah. We are live streaming right now. They can hear us, but they can't see us. And it's at justin.tv. Search for Occupy Asheville, and you can find all the archives of previous General Assemblies as well.
Could I see a hand of anyone that's given a media interview in the last 24 hours? Okay, again, please go to the OccupyAsheville.org website. Go to under working groups, you'll see media. There's a post in there with our contact information. Email us, call us, let us know who you're talking to. That's really important.
I had an article come out today in Op-Ed News talking about Occupy Asheville.
Great. Just so y'all know, John Eby from WYFF in Greenville was just up here this afternoon doing stuff, and so far all the coverage we've had has been really positive, and so far the corporate media is covering our story pretty well. Any other media updates from our media working group?
We have more video coming in. So whoever's in are any of our video people here? So we need to, if you can get with Glow Lady, we have codes that need to get put in so we can get that up on our YouTube.
Question, Naomi, are y'all handling the flyers as well, or is that a different group?
It's a different group. Yeah, it's a different group. That'd be Victor.
Everything I've seen so far has been very favorable. Locally, about Occupy Asheville.
Okay. We have Glow Lady. Oh, sorry.
This is not related, but I was just it's about that clipboard transfer. I just want to make sure it gets back so I can take it with me.
Okay. Yeah.
Will you make that announcement?
Yes. The clipboard that's going around, make sure it goes back to Tanya.
Yeah. Thank you.
We have Glow Lady about to talk about the business group.
Okay, Glow Lady here. Tracy, who has number 8. I don't know if she's here or not. Can you come and see me? I do need to get your photo, and also need to give you a little bit more information. I went to Honor Roll today to inquire about T-shirts. She's out of town until Wednesday, but it's a very good that we'll have T-shirts within like a week, something like that. We had talked about different designs, if they should be in different...
Okay, can you repeat what you said about we'll have
We didn't hear any of that.
Yeah,
You
want to repeat?
who was doing
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, I went to Honor Roll on Lexington to inquire about T-shirts today. They had donated some when we had a URTV benefit, so I know that they're really good people, and I went to them first. He's out of the office until Wednesday, but they're very interested in working with us. It was a thought of, should we have different colors for the different groups? And somebody has suggested no, that we are all one.
Yes.
So if anybody has any ideas or specific, you can always email them. So,
Email them to who?
okay, if you have ideas for designs, email them to me, Glow Lady, GLOLADY@hotmail, and I will take them in and we'll see if we can get a consensus or something up, but it'll be by Wednesday. Okay, so that's when I'm going to talk to them. Something else, I had gone and spoke to the mayor's office today, and I did not get to speak to the mayor, but I did get to speak with Tom, the secretary. And I had said, hey, this is what's up. We aren't going to go away. There's about 1,000 cities around the world that are joining in. And that we are going to Cherokee. There's a group of us leaving from Pritchard Park tomorrow at noon to go to the Cherokee Nation and ask them to come and join us. Oh, okay. She just said it might not be tomorrow, but anyhow, this is what I told the mayor's office. That the Indians have been fighting the government for a long time, and that they have volunteered to come in to protect us. And that we want to do this peacefully. We don't want to have bloodshed like they had in New York. And I talked about Seattle, a mayor in Seattle, which was before I found out about LA too, and said, listen, this is what we want to do. We need a permanent spot. And that once we have a permanent spot, this is what we're going to do. We're going to educate the public exactly what it's all about. We're going to have our wisdom keepers so we can share some of the prophecy that's out there. So Jen got a phone call a little bit later, and that's a call thing. So that's about it for me.
I was wondering what kind of communication you've had with people in Cherokee and what you mean by protection.
Okay, Cherokee is going to be starting their first rally. I saw it on Meetup in 2 weeks. The Indian nations have volunteered to come and form a circle to protect us. If someone would come in for with billy clubs, that they would be there to protect us.
Thank you.
She asked, what way?
Okay, the Indians have said that they would protect us if someone were to come in and inflict harm upon us.
think we all know what.
I think that the Indians would be better to say how they would do it because I cannot speak for them other than they said that they would come in and protect us.
All right. What a process. Okay. Any other questions? I think we have somebody over here.
I feel like having a historically prejudiced ethnic group be our
This is point of process. We're not talking about it. I'm sorry. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Any other working groups? Okay.
Dan Zendog, representing the food group. All the food groups. So anyway, tomorrow we're giving Rosettas, if anyone doesn't know, Rosettas has been providing up to 200 meals per day. We need to give her a rest, a break. So we're going to do 2 potlucks per week. Tomorrow is our first potluck, and what time is the meeting?
We're going to, that's on the rally.
Okay, so we'll have to get an update on when it's going to be good. So if anyone can bring dishes, potluck dishes, really appreciate it. Donations, the donations have been wonderful from local. Okay, yes, and we request that you bring reusables anytime you can, because we don't like to throw away the stuff. And all this stuff is recyclable, by the way, and it can be compostable, and it can be composted, but we want to use as little as possible, so if you could bring out, it'd be greatly appreciated. We will be set up to wash dishes. Okay, yeah.
Both food donations go to Rosettas or go
No,
to the co-op?
they can go to the co-op. The co-op is our gathering place for donations, so you can take them over there, and they're all set up to accept them. And then we'll take them.
Rosetta said she would like both donations about 20 minutes ago.
Okay, so you can take them to Rosettas then.
Okay.
But that's
for her, or for there, or
all right. Also, just so we can take donation dishes. What I use is recycled jars.
Yeah.
So any recycled jars you have, like this. They're great. They wash up fast, the glass, they're very convenient. So also, another thing, anyone who knows of any business that would be willing to donate either cooked or uncooked food, that would be wonderful. You can coordinate one of the food people, one of the people in the food team. You can contact them, and we can arrange to pick it up at Asheville, or they can take it right to the co-op.
Okay, we have one person up here and then one over here.
Yeah. Where is the call going to be tomorrow? I think we're meeting here. Are we meeting here?
It's going to be discussed.
Yeah, it's going to be discussed.
It's going to be discussed. So that it'll be wherever the General Assembly is going to be.
Yeah, tomorrow there's a Latin festival here, so it might be hard to have it here. So we're going to try to figure that out. Give a direct response.
We might get free salt. I don't know. Maybe
That's what I'm thinking.
I have a question. Do you have to be registered as a voter or anything, or is it just citizen petition? Okay, because I'm registered for voter.
Company said he was extremely supportive verbally with me, and so food.
She talked to Asheville Pizza Company today.
Food committee, I would highly recommend hitting them up for a donation on a different day, or maybe for lunch. They were, the owner was very positive in his speech. He didn't make any commitment of anything, but he was like, what do they need?
Okay, we can also use more. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. If we are a nonprofit organization or can work with a nonprofit organization, get a form letter. When we go to businesses to petition for city council, we can also hand off a letter saying, we're in need of food, tax deductible donations. Just a thought, when we're going to campus for city council, we can also ask for donations on the food.
Clarification.
I feel like someone brought up before the General Assembly was a reason to be nonprofit. Does anyone know anything about that? Oh, please. No? Okay, never mind.
I've been going all over town for donations, and it's really it's a lot of complication. The business is just giving us stuff. There isn't any problem with legalities or anything else.
Any other questions?
Oh, we could also use more people. Tomorrow there are farmers markets, big ones, Charlotte Street, up UNCA. I think we have a Black Mountain. We need people to volunteer to go at the end and get produce. We did very well at the small market on Wednesday up at in Montfort. So anyone willing to do that? Please see me.
I'll be at Black Mountain tomorrow. If anybody can tell me when it is and where it is, that would help me greatly.
The petition if you want to sign it. Oh, the hat. I've been waiting for the hat.
There's the Charlotte Market.
There's nothing in the hat.
That's not my hat.
I thought this was the money hat.
Yeah, they already think that. Some of it they still want to know.
Oh. But it was
Earlier when I think they started 7 or 8. Does anyone know the time for that?
Pretty sure that's the early one and not a late one. The one on Charlotte.
Charlotte's later.
Charlotte's the later one.
Charlotte's earlier.
Charlotte,
Charlotte one is
I go every week to the one that's on South Charlotte Street. It starts probably like 8 or 8:30 in the morning.
Anybody can go to
Anytime, yeah.
I don't know if anything was put in there. I just put $1 in there. They said
anything
they
else
took
for
something
the
out.
meeting? Okay. All right, we have one more announcement from the media.
That's one question.
I always remembered it. I always remember the name.
If people are going to be going to the farmers markets looking for donations, some sort of something they can have in the way of identification they can carry with them to make it.
Well, I was using this.
Okay.
We need more of them.
Yeah, I need one.
Yeah, you made these.
I don't have
I gave mine away.
Make your own.
They seem
Yes.
professionally. They're just like.
It does work, but a lot of they know about it, and I think they might take your word for it. You look like an honest young man. Okay.
Cool. All right, we have one more announcement from the media, real quick.
Just quickly, yesterday there was a person who was talking about speaking at the Black Festival tomorrow. That person could get in touch with someone else from media, and I'm Andy. So we can arrange to possibly come down there and have some video of that event if that person is going to need to get up and speak in front of the Latin Festival. That's all.
All right, this is non-violence, right? All right, this is a non-violence group.
Yes, the
How about working groups? Sorry.
Training and the
Direct action.
working direct action working group. I want to let you know that we have met all week into some televised, intensified conversations, and what seemed like impossible has now become foreseeable and workable. And we've been able to really dialogue, and especially with the concerns of the Lakota and other Native American people. And it just, we set up under the tree in the park today, and it dawned on us what everybody was saying. So we don't have a full report. We have one more meeting, and we should be able by Sunday evening, even tomorrow, to come to a real consensus and to present the full report.
Any other working groups?
Thank you, Zach. Great.
I'm Rasper Head. How's everybody feeling?
Hey, hey, hey!
Respectful, universal divinity. We're all divine. Let's be respectful to each other. The spirituality group has a opening we have drafted that could possibly be, if consensus says so, a opening for the General Assembly. We will present that when the proposal comes up. And also we have a meeting Monday, 6:30. If anyone wants to come by, we are into meditation flash mobs, qigong, tai chi, prayer, etc. If you need any support in those areas, contact me or anyone else on the spirituality committee. And we'll read the opening in a while.
Anyway, give the question, Sarah. Josh. Josh, give the question, Sarah.
Do you know where you're gonna have, like, generally the session? Okay.
All members and information on how to contact us is listed on our website. So if you have a particular group you want to contact, rather than us talking about it all night, go on the website.
Name the website?
Website, OccupyAsheville.org.
The young woman that asked about the working group, oftentimes, I went to Coleman. I went to Nonviolent Training Direct Action Working Group, and it's an open. For example, our working group is open, but it's not all the time like a grand assembly, especially when we've got like specific things to work on. But it would be open, and people could come and participate. Sometimes you might be asked to just observe a little more than actually be completely involved, because we usually get together and really try to crank on stuff. So it's kind of like you're welcome, but sometimes it's going to be more listening than thoroughly involved in it, if that makes sense. You're being invited to participate. There are times when there is really a strong need to bear down and work. And we're just asking that sometimes we need to observe that and give that respect, because the participation is when we come back and present to the crowd. And we're working on it.
It's quite a process. We're kind of off topic. Any other working group? All right, we're going to get to announcements. We're going to keep this as brief as possible. Try to keep this with factual information, not questions. Do not voice your opinion, please. We want to get to the agenda item. Any announcements from anybody? I know Naomi had one. Okay, so Naomi, and then we'll go over it here.
Two announcements. The first is we are looking for a HD large format camera. So if anyone has one, they can donate so that we can better document our meetings and stuff. Please let Liam know. Secondly, the Anti-Racism Thematic Group, I posted some links that sort of start that conversation, and we hope to have our first meeting this weekend so that we can start that conversation.
And the meeting time
meeting time will be announced at a General Assembly and posted on the Internet.
Question real quick?
Just got a question for whoever's got flyers. While there's so many cars and buses and such stopped over here, if we could get some flyers and hand them out to people while they're stopped, it'd be great.
Good idea. Good idea.
Right.
Where are the flyers?
Do you have announcements?
I have some.
Do you have questions for what we just said? Okay, yeah, you'll be next. And then,
Victor is in charge of flyers. With Victor here.
He was. If anybody does have flyers.
Yeah, direction fine. Victor isn't going to have the flyer ready for a couple days, he said. Karen isn't here. She got 53 copies made, and she gave them away last night. So we're doing the best we can to get those done. There were a lot passed out today, so if anyone had a pile of the ones we were passing out today,
I've got like 10 here.
I have some.
Awesome. Yeah. If you guys want to win this lines of cars, just start giving them out to people. Okay, go ahead.
I'm live streaming, so I can't do it.
PDF online, and if you Google "Can We Yes," not "Yes We Can," but "Can We Yes," all is one word. One of the first things that will come up is a link to a PDF that you can print on a computer or take to a print shop, or if you work at a business or university, print there. And it has the declaration that we all passed together on Saturday.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pritchard Park, there's a caucus for those who are interested in or aware of how the state.
Explain what a caucus is, just for those that don't know.
Caucus is going to be a general meeting, expressing your ideas and meeting like-minded people, sort of a loose affinity group. is for people who are aware of or interested in how the state and federal government had their hand in this matter and matters of the past. There will be some education. 5 p.m. Picture Park tomorrow.
Woo! Someone's looking for him.
Announcements? Awesome. Okay.
Was there one over here?
Any other announcements?
Right here.
Well, all right. You want to go ahead? And then you'll be next, Trinidad. Cool.
Actually, I'm looking for, excuse me, my mind's been packed with so much information lately, my memory banks.
You want him to go ahead first? Okay.
But I'm asking a question about who took over the website last night.
Who is the girl that took over the website last night?
Yeah,
She's
we
here.
would like to identify her.
Not here today, no.
Yeah.
Did we send her information?
You need to call for more help.
All right.
All right, well, she had to contact me anyway. She didn't contact me.
Well, hopefully it's on the website, but she had said an announcement last night, which I don't think most people got to hear because it was right at the end, and people were breaking up. But she said that there's a benefit for Occupy Asheville happening at 5 o'clock tomorrow at Firestorm. I don't know the nature of the benefit, what's the about or anything else, because I didn't get it all, and Carrie, I think her name is that right?
Yeah, Carrie.
Carrie,
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess
All right,
maybe
all right. Trinidad, do you have an answer?
Yes.
Right, start.
No, it was just a announcement.
Okay, you'll be right after Trinidad.
Me and Anthony did.
Wait, almost. Do you have a question, or do you want to announce it?
I have a question.
Okay, is it pertaining to what we just talked about, or is it?
It's more general.
Right. Do you want to wait till we finish the announcements and then you see right now?
My name is Trinidad, and me and Anthony were walking around, and we talked to some churches today. And for tonight and tomorrow night, over here at the Forest Congressional Church.
It's under sleeping stuff, yeah. You want to just bring it up there now? Never mind.
My bad.
Okay, yeah. It'll be talked about during the end item.
How's everybody's eyes? I just want to get everybody here. Are you focused? Make a big
Okay, call me.
Are there any veterans in the crowd?
Veterans.
Any veterans? Is John Spitzberg here? John Spitzberg is the newly elected president of our local Veterans for Peace chapter number 99. I'm not a vet. Clarence is not a vet, but we're associate members. Last night they voted to support this, and they're trying to figure out how to, so I'm just reporting back sort of as part of outreaching to other groups. The Veterans for Peace are on board, and we'll be figuring out how to work with us.
Any other announcements?
Do you have a question?
What else? I told him right after the announcement. All right ahead.
New working group.
This is a new working group because some issues have come up about the occupying encampment at night when people are sleeping. And we, instead of, there was a lot of talk that we needed something like a sergeant at arms and people to really do restraint and what have you. So I volunteered because I personally didn't like the words of restraint and sergeant at arms. And what I'd like to do is change that to ministers of peace and peacekeeping. I am looking for anybody with therapeutic, counseling, mediation experience, believing that it's better restraining to lay hands on somebody and maybe a massage or bring them away and distract, then I'd like you to see me and we can form this group. Thank you.
All right. Cool. All right. Yeah. All right. You had a question or a concern?
Are the minutes being made online after each meeting?
Minutes? Yes.
Where?
Yes.
And like, I noticed it a lot, like people will say, if you have a camera, drop it here. Wherever possible, or people's contact information. Just started organizing this.
Like a minute break, because we won't be able to hear anything with the motorcycle.
I think it's see better at this location.
Alright, we're gonna begin again. I mean, you can hear me clap once, you can hear me clap twice.
To be a member of a group, a new group, or an old one that's already been started, please try to find me. My name's Cassandra, and I can put your name, the group, and all your contact information on our website. A lot of people come up here and say, come see me if you want to do this, and then we all leave at different times and no one ever gets in contact. So if you want to see me directly, if I'm here, if you can't find me, or if I'm not at a meeting, online, my email address is posted on the same page where all the group members are posted. So just email me directly and I'll start your membership into the group, and hopefully we can have better communication as a whole.
Alright, one question.
I'm out.
Alright,
Zach, announcement.
yeah, one more announcement. Yeah, we're on announcement. Claire has an announcement real quick.
Hi, yes, those of you who are interested in legal observer training, we are in touch with the local member of the National Lawyers Guild, who's looking into making this happen so that you have official training. If you want to do sort of a preliminary, go to the National Lawyers Guild website and you can find a downloadable little handbook on legal observers. It's an important aspect of any kind of movement of people where you are concerned about protection of your constitutional rights. A person as a legal observer steps back and watches all the proceedings. Thank you. So that's forthcoming, but look under legal on the website and you probably can download that legal observer handbook.
Alright, any other announcements? I think we're done with the announcements. We're going to start the General Assembly. Alright, first General Assembly item is the opening for the General Assembly. That's going to be a proposal that they've been working on. I have a solidarity statement that I'm about to read that was brought up yesterday, and they made it last night. I'm going to read it, and we're going to see if we can adopt it. We're talking about the rally tomorrow and the General Assembly tomorrow as to where it'll be. The business contact, there was a proposal for them, the business contact proposal. There's a flash mob proposal. There's a city council group proposal. The sleeping situation for tonight and our particular places which are up for potential. There's a treasury proposal and changing the picket time for tomorrow. Is there any other agenda items we'd like to add at the present time?
Yeah, I'd like to propose a rally on Tuesday.
Okay. If you wanted, we could talk about that, like the rally, the General Assembly tomorrow, and kind of branch off the same rally. All right, Victor? Okay, yeah. We're going to talk real quick. Victor's back, and he wants to make an announcement about the working group for flyers real quick, because he wasn't here before. And then I'll get to you.
Everybody, flyers are coming. We're going to have flyers soon. We're going to put them everywhere. All over the place. Everybody's going to know about it. Every street, every business, every school. So when that happens, we're going to become big.
That's the golden question. I'm working with the graphic designer right now. Not 100% clear, but it's going to come. I'm just going to, as soon as I possibly can make it happen. That's pretty much what it is.
Do you need help?
Do you need help at all?
Let's talk
Do you need
about
help, Victor? You know what I mean?
Are there any other graphic computer designers in the
design
crowd?
flyers?
I've already found some help. I'm good. If anybody does want to help me who has experience designing flyers or uses Photoshop, come see me afterwards.
Right.
Thank you, Victor.
Gentleman over here.
I was wondering, see, I take the bus, and can we get the time of the General Assembly meeting bumped up so we can talk about it? Because I think 7 o'clock is really late.
Yes, yes, most definitely. That'll be
I got to leave pretty soon.
That'll be the number one thing then right now.
Oh, sure, I could.
Okay, yeah, do you want to do
You're losing the crowd.
Yeah, places they don't want. Yeah, that'd be very cool. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go over them again, read them real quick. The rally, the General Assembly tomorrow is going to be the number one important agenda item for those that do have to leave real soon and know when they will be. Then we have the openings of the General Assembly, which they will announce when we adopted the group. The solidarity statement, the proposal, flash mob proposal, city council group proposal, the TV tonight, the sticker proposal, which will, I'll probably put that at the bottom because that's something that's not very dire. The treasury proposal and changing the ticket time for tomorrow, which I'll also bump up to the second thing, so that's one of those that's Any other agenda items real quick? No? Okay. I'm going to open the proposal for the rally and the General Assembly tomorrow. Alright? Anybody have a proposal for...
I just wanted to say that if everybody got close enough together, you wouldn't be cold.
Alright, for General Assembly tomorrow, because I feel like that's the most important thing. Do we have any proposals as to where and what time we would like to have it? Because the Latin Festival is here. Pritchard Park? Alright. Okay, wait, can we do stats? I'm sorry. Alright, so we have a Pritchard Park. Any other proposals for where we would like to have it? No? Okay, it seems like done a proposal. What time would we like to have it at? Open the stack. Anybody have a time? I'm sorry, don't speak up, sir.
6.
6? Yeah.
3. 3 or 4, but also a point of what, like, if the meeting says 5 o'clock, it should start at 5:30.
I agree. It's hard to get a lot of people to sit down and start talking about things. When people are all, it's hard. So we have. Oh, sorry.
I would say 3, so we have more family involvement.
I agree. All right. Any other times?
I just thought maybe if we clarified how long they generally take for those of you who haven't been here, that might help for making the decision.
It all depends on what topics are actually being discussed. Some General Assemblies last an hour and a half. Some have gone 3 hours. So it really depends. I know in New York City they've had up to 6 hours. The amount of people that are there. So it really depends.
I just have a question: do we want to try to establish a kind of established time so that people know that every Saturday you come at 3 or every Sunday you come at 4?
I agree. Well, can't do it every day. It's too work for me.
I believe that it was proposed, but I don't know if it ever passed, that Monday through Friday it would always be at 7 p.m. and then Saturday, Sunday we would determine a new time. Is that correct?
Yeah, and totally determine a new time, which we will do soon because it is getting dark faster, and daylight saving time is creeping up on us. So we should decide that potentially tomorrow as to what time we would like to change it to. everybody can test with that essentially, as far as like during the week and cool. Alright. So yeah, we have proposals for 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 4 o'clock tomorrow at Pritchard Park. I'm going to start with 3 o'clock. Alright. 4 o'clock. And 6 o'clock. It looks like 3 o'clock it is. Tomorrow, Pritchard Park. Now we're going to open the floor for the rally tomorrow. Where would we like to rally? I'm going to go ahead and propose at Pritchard Park, right before our General Assembly. Yeah. All right. Any other proposals as to where we would like to rally? Did you have a? Okay. And
is Bank of America open tomorrow?
Well, clarification. We're going to do a picket also, so potentially we can go over and picket there. I don't know if we can technically rally at Bank of America potentially. I don't know what the legal is with that. It's across the street. Maybe we could be in Pritchard Park and be right across the street, standing there, and just, you know. Yeah. All right. Okay. Up top. I'm sorry. The woman.
I'd like to propose we be in Pritchard Park, but we really focus on Bank of America to be in solidarity.
I had a proposal, maybe, because it's Saturday, the police department's still open.
What? Say it again, speak up.
You said where to rally, right? I don't know, in front of the police department.
Anybody else have a proposal as to where to rally tomorrow?
They're open.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just gonna second her opinion. That we rally in front of Bank of America.
All right. Well, clarification.
This is the rally and not the picket.
Yeah. Well, we can. Yeah, for a rally, I don't think we particularly be in one place, especially in front of a bank per se, to rally in front of them, because I feel like there's a potential that could be hindering the people that are going to the bank. Tomorrow's Saturday.
Oh.
All right.
Ooh.
On the bridge, square, and the other I kind of like being up on the bridge where all the cars are.
Yeah. All right, we have clarification. Yeah.
Can you clarify what the difference is between a rally and a picket?
Yes.
I mean, a rally was kind of.
Rally's a standing picket.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a standing picket. Somebody that knows the terminology of a rally is. Yeah. 5 minutes on a time.
Okay. Really brief, I won't need anything near 5 minutes, but a rally is just where you gather your people and you express your numbers. So, during the rally, we'll have a couple people chant and stuff, and we'll pick it from there. So, the rally is just a meeting point for everyone. That's all the rally is. Okay.
Hands raised. Who has their hands raised? Did you?
Several years ago, Jonah and Kendra Phillips challenged an illegal arrest and won for us the right to picket on the bridges and do what they call freeway blogging. And I would suggest that draws in a lot of people seeing it. If we can pause in our picket on one of the overpass bridges and do that, very powerful.
We did that today actually.
Oh.
Stuck there.
Good. Try
better for that.
I was you said today how we kind of went around the park a couple times. That was sort of our rally, and then the rest was the picket where we started moving.
I want to follow up on Claire said that if you do that at the overpass, it might remove the group that we do a nice banner that they can have, like those like very visible,
Yes.
so that the traffic going by gets very clear, large message.
Naomi?
No.
I think the banks
no.
are a good
They
target.
won.
They help clarify our message with people that don't really know a lot about us. And that could be a really good thing as far as growing our numbers.
Yes, I was just wondering if we could do a standing ticket sometimes instead of moving so fast all the time. Like standing in front of the bank for 5 minutes,
Can I get a
maybe.
clarification if that's a legal issue at all? Like,
Sidewalk.
standing ticket?
I stood in front of Bank of America for about 4 or 5 hours today.
Bank of America.
Thank you. I saw you can stick it anywhere you want.
Seize your power.
Okay.
Sorry, should have clarified. So, my understanding is so long as we are not obstructing pedestrian or vehicular traffic, a standing ticket is a ticket. A moving ticket is actually more of something that would be construed as a march. But so long as we are single file and allowing pedestrian traffic to move by us and not actually blocking people from entering the business, 100%. If we have enough people to surround the building, that's really good.
I want to make a proposal that we rally tomorrow at Pritchard Park at 2 o'clock to picket, subsequently targeting the bank. Bank of America. Bank of America.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a, well, that's kind of a friendly amendment. We've already, somebody else had time to the bank also.
Yeah, well, both are right there, too. That we stand ticket at Bank of America and EBT.
Any other proposals?
We've got Wells Fargo right over here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think, I'm going to do a clarification, /friendly amendment real quick. We should potentially do it at all of those banks for a specific amount of time. The BB&T, Wells Fargo, Wachovia, and Bank of America, all in the downtown area.
I'm sorry. Is there a specific reason for BB&T, like on a national level? And I forgot to put this out because that's where my law office is, and that's my headquarters. They're very supportive of this, and I'm just like, well, you know, where's the law next year?
I got it.
Direct response.
Direct response being it could get complicated. Going to all these different banks. Right now, Bank of America is a hot topic in the news, and with the $5 fees,
Well, why not all of them?
Clarification.
I've been doing good.
Me too. And Jonas has that problem too.
Well, we didn't decide specific time for the rally yet, but yeah, they close at noon.
Oh.
Okay, I want to say, I think, in an amendment or to get this going, that we're going to meet at Pritchard Park, that's where Bank of America is, and as far as the moving ticket, to maybe stop at some of these places, including the bridge, break there for a minute, and do it there, and then walk a little more, and whoever's on the parade route can kind of get it. Okay.
All right, I'm going to go over the proposals real quick. We have to have the rally basically at Pritchard Park. We have the essentially we have multiple banks. We have, as you said, you encompass pretty much everything and kind of just stop and go to the bridge. We have the bridge in particular. Yeah, I'm going to keep going. Over 240.
I'm almost positive that Bank of America is not tomorrow. I don't think they open at all. They would love
Well, it's kind of timely.
suggestion is that we don't have to hit all the banks in one day. We can choose one and focus on that one. So there's a statement that says we're putting our energy towards you, and then make another day and then go to Wells Fargo and put all their energy towards there. So we're not spread so thin necessarily.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they're done during the week.
Yeah.
I'll mention this to the media.
Means you agree.
Media that is taken of us picking the bank cannot be a cross-section, cannot be the line, you see 5 people, it needs to reflect everybody at least everybody who's here right now, so that people can see what's going on.
Yeah, are we planning on doing this tomorrow? Is that what?
Well, we didn't decide on a time yet. Particular. We're just trying to a place first, and then we'll do a time.
What time is the bank closed?
Well, does anybody? All right, I'm gonna ask a question real quick. Does anybody know what time Bank of America does close tomorrow? They're not open. Okay.
Even if they're not open, we can make a statement of the president. There's a lot of people driving by.
Yes, or new? We need to do all those. Yeah, personal.
No, that is
You do that, right? I didn't know.
No, I wouldn't even. Well, can we talk anything on the sidewalk? It's illegal. No, it's illegal.
Okay, I gotta troll in chat.
I disagree.
I want to start that. We can do it during the week when they're open, but the people know what's going on, and if we're there, they can make connections. So it's not to go, it doesn't have to be about the inclusion of things. It can be later, but I support that. I think it's important.
I know.
I think it's very wise to be aware of our images, and we need to be able to be effective in whatever we do. And what I mean by that, I am for standing and picketing in front of Bank of America and Wells Fargo, but I'm not sure if our images are that tight on a Saturday when they're closed. And that's what I'd like to put forth.
All right, we're gonna do a time check real quick. How much we're over time? How much more time would you like to put into this?
No.
1 minute.
Just 1 minute.
5 minutes. Okay, that's 5 minutes.
I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 up there. That's right. 1.
While the banks are the problem right now, as it started as a problem where our governmental system's allowing them to get out of control, I say that we picket the federal building and the courthouse.
Not on the weekend.
But the federal building is on Patton Avenue. It's extremely visible.
But they need to be open.
Our tickets during the week seem to be about 6 o'clock anyway. The bank wouldn't be open during the week either. So it doesn't matter. They're not going to be open either way. I have a direct response. It's symbolic. It doesn't have to be. It's symbolic.
It's just factual information and direct response.
Tell me your website again. We're extreme.
So I just want to ask,
USCI.
one day, and no matter what we do tomorrow, it's Saturday, anything's going to be closed. We have to pick a place and be okay with that place, and that people are going to see us no matter what we do tomorrow, no matter if we're open or not.
Okay, I propose we just march around in circles like 2 or 3 blocks in the downtown area and passing out flyers and candy.
Hello, lady?
I propose that we pick a time and you guys decide where you want to go tomorrow so we can move it on. That's what we did today.
Thank you. All right. Can we get a consensus on that? Moving the actual place tomorrow and picking a time tonight.
Yeah.
All right. That's not 90%, so it looks like we're talking about this right now. Is there any blocks?
For about what? Clarification. Blocks on what?
Clarification about moving along and picking the place tomorrow. Just doing a time today. I do another general consensus real quick. General consensus. Time today, place tomorrow. Okay, that's 9 cents. All right, we're gonna. Right. Which time would we like to have it on? Proposal for time tomorrow. 2 p.m. We're gonna decide tomorrow before it.
Yeah. Why are you not left that?
Hi, Jack. Please raise your hand. We got to keep rolling.
I'm gonna clarify real quick. We're talking about the rally and not necessarily the picket right now, so we need to have a place. That's what she was trying to say. So we need to have a place where we can rally and then go to our picket. No.